it's Carrie. I'm coming to you with a little bit of a different video today, and that is talking about the importance of taking care of yourself. Now, we all have really busy lives. Some of us have families, we may have small children, or we're taking care of an older relative like a parent or a grandparent. You could have a full-time job or multiple part-time jobs or going to school or any combination of all of the above. You could be focused on a creative passion like I am while working a part-time job and juggling family commitments and church and all kinds of things, and trying to just be able to have an evening with my husband. If we don't focus on taking care of ourselves, then we're not going to be any good to anybody, because you can burn yourself out physically, emotionally, mentally, and then you end up sick in the hospital. So I came up with a list of things that I do to take care of myself. And I've seen a lot of videos like this. I know some people do meditation, they're on like special diets and stuff like that. But I have 9 things here. These are just things that I do to take care of myself, and it's a continuing journey. I've really only in the past couple of years been really focusing on taking care of myself, and it's definitely had an impact for the better. Number 1 is getting a good night's sleep. I denied for a long time that I had a problem sleeping. I could be in bed for 12, 14 hours and wake up feeling like I had slept for 2. And I'd come up with all kinds of excuses. I blamed my job, working in retail. I complained that I had a really shitty mattress, which I did. I had the same mattress from when I was in 10th grade on until I moved out. And then I went to my doctor and he was asking me some questions, and he asked about my fatigue level. Now, I have an underactive thyroid, so my fatigue level is already above normal. But I've been on medication since I was 15 years old, so it should be a little bit better. Well, turns out he asked me a few more questions and I was diagnosed with sleep apnea. Now, it took me another 4 years after that, being the stubborn butthead that I am, to finally get my CPAP machine, and it's taken me another almost 9 months after that to get it in my head that I need to regularly be using it. And oh my gosh, it's amazing how much better you sleep when you're getting significant oxygen to the brain. So I'm not saying, everybody should go out and get a sleep test, although if you really are genuinely having an issue, you're waking up at night or tossing and turning, maybe you should think about that. But even if you don't have sleep apnea, getting plenty of sleep can make a difference. And I understand, like, if you're busy, you have a job, you can't exactly get a full 8 hours. But if you're getting up at 4 in the morning to, say, get some time in on your creative passion before the kids get up for school, then going to bed at midnight is not going to help you. Probably shoot for like 10. Maybe 9, like go to bed when the kids go to bed. Shoot for like that 6-7 hour range. It doesn't have to be a full 8. Just enough so you can function a little bit better. Those extra couple hours, because I know for me, I feel relatively rested at like 6 hours. Like 4 or 5, I'm functioning, but I'm not in the best of moods. And then less than that, don't even talk to me. Like, I cannot function. I'm an over-emotional mess. Just don't even look at it. So just trying to get like a couple extra hours a night, maybe sleeping in on weekends, and it'll make a world of difference. Number 2, eating well. Actually having more than coffee for breakfast. Like, have a bowl of cereal. Have a bagel and cream cheese. Like, sit down and have breakfast with your husband or your wife or whoever, your parents, and maybe make some bacon and eggs, or container a pan of cinnamon rolls or something like that. Just have something substantial, a little bit more than coffee. I personally, my go-tos are fruit smoothies. I keep a ton of frozen fruit on hand, or as much as I can with our tiny freezer. Or I'll have a bowl of cereal. I like bagels and cream cheese. Every couple of months, my mom and I will get together and we'll make homemade waffles. So then I'll just toss those in the freezer and then I'll have some a good breakfast then. Actually having lunch, sometimes I'll go out with friends. I'll make myself like a sandwich and have some cucumbers and dip or something like that. Having a decent dinner, having the part-time job that I do where I'm home most nights means I'm the one cooking dinner. So I'll go through my cookbooks or Pinterest or something like that and try and find something that is not like super heavy and greasy that will give you a stomachache for the rest of the night, and something that Joe and I both like. We will treat ourselves to like a pizza, or I'm making tacos one night this week, but we try to avoid the super heavy stuff. Meal planning helps. We'll sit down on the weekends and we'll go over our schedules. So like I know Tuesdays is bowling night, and every other Sunday is our couples league, and on certain weekends when I have to work, or so I'll know what I can make, how long it's going to take, I can adjust my schedule around that. Or I'll know if certain things are going on, I'll know to have leftovers on hand for either me or Joe. Number 3, workout and or yoga. One of the things I love about my job is that there is a weekly yoga session for employees. Because working in a nursing home can be a little bit stressful. And even the CEO comes and joins in the sessions, which is great. The instructor that we have is awesome. The first time we went and she saw that I had trouble doing a couple of the movements, and I wouldn't even consider getting down on the floor because my knees are so screwed up. So we've had a couple sessions where we've done a lot of the movements in a chair or along the wall. She tries to help modify so you can still do the movements and get the benefit of the exercise. But she also knows that not everybody in the class is like super mobile. We can't like all put our legs behind our head or, all of those crazy movements. I've also been going to the gym during the week. I have my particular routine pretty well established. And it's still, I haven't been quite doing it for a month. So I think it's still a little too early to see if there's an actual impact. I'm working on it and I definitely feel a lot better. I'll come home and I'll have some water and I'll work in my journal, and then I kind of like wake up, kind of have like a recovery time, and then I can get to work. Number 4, journaling. And I do in the morning and in the evening. I do morning pages, which I heard about from Amy Landino's channel, and I don't remember where she said that she originally heard about it from, but she didn't come up with it. But it's 3 pages of longhand free writing. You have to actually write on pen and paper. Doing the journaling in the morning kind of gives your brain a jump start, and you get all of the distractions out of your mind so you can focus on the task at hand. And you can write up your goals. You can just kind of like maybe do diary style. If there was a dream that you had the night before that you want to remember, anything you want just in that 3 pages. Sometimes I'll set a timer and I'll try and have like as much of a distraction-free zone as I can. Otherwise, I'll be sitting there watching like a YouTube video and it'll take me 2 hours to write 3 pages. And also, journaling at night helps me kind of wind down and clear my mind so I can get better sleep. So that I'll do a little bit more diary style, or maybe I'll have a prompt or something like that, depending on what I'm thinking about. And that can go, I can do the 3 pages, I can do 1 page, I can do 6 pages. That one I'm a bit more flexible with, just so I can clear my mind. And then I'll be able to fall asleep. Number 5 is disconnected couple time. I wrote a post on my Patreon page. It's a free Friday post about the importance of disconnecting. So I'll link that in the card. It is really important because we are pretty much dominated by devices. I went to an Indians game a month ago, and the people around us were so focused on their phones, they weren't paying attention to the game. They were on their phones, they were texting, they were playing games, whatever. And it was kind of ridiculous. I pulled out my phone to take a couple pictures or post something on social media, but that was it. I wanted to watch the game. I wanted to spend time with my family. And so this year, one of the things that Joe and I have been consciously trying to work on is weekends and after dinner, no phones. Only screen that we have is our television, because we like to watch TV at night. There's usually a movie on, or some kind of sports game, college football. The NFL starts this week, or started this past week. Baseball's still going on. Basketball's going to be starting soon, so there's a lot of sports going on. Movies, we love movies. We saw an ad last week for the 31 Nights of Halloween on Freeform channel. Oh, we got so excited because one of our favorite movies is Addams Family, and so it's going to be on all the time for a month. I'm so happy. So the first thing in the morning, what we do is sometimes he'll get up a little bit before me, but we'll both get up super early and we'll have breakfast together. He'll take a shower and go about his routine, getting stuff ready for work. If he has bowling on Tuesday nights, he'll pack his dinner for bowling. We'll have the morning news on for the traffic and weather report, and I'll sit down with my planners and go over what I have to do for the day, and then get ready for the gym. And then in the evenings, that's also our time. No phones, and from when he walks in the evening and we have dinner to when we go to bed, no phones. Sometimes we'll have some YouTube time. If he's watching a movie that I don't like or something, then I'll go in the bedroom and I'll stretch out and I'll watch YouTube. But when we are together in the same room, no phones. And I really think that, having more human interaction will help your relationship. Number 6 is having my own space. I consider this room part of self-care. It's still a work in progress. I still have a few things that I need to put up decorative-wise, but this is my space. There's one room in the house that, aside from the counter, the bathroom counter in the basement where I have all my makeup, but this spot is mine. I can come in here and I can do my work. When there's a movie on that I don't like I said, 31 Days of Halloween is coming up, so probably Beetlejuice is going to be on TV a lot. I hate that movie. And Joe loves that movie. So he can watch Beetlejuice and I can come in here, shut the door, and put on a movie that I like. Or read a book. Or listen to a podcast. Or something like that. And on a day like Tuesdays, couple Tuesdays, when he has bowling, I'll get some overtime in on work. I can have it as girly as I want. I can have my books in here. I can have my little Harry Potter zone, and I don't have to hear him all the time. Although he does like the movies, he just doesn't want to admit it to too many people. But I am very close to getting him to be a Harry Potter fan convert. That is my mission right now. And also the best thing is everything is contained in one room and in one spot. So once I finish having everything fully organized, I can come in here, sit down at my desk, and grab what I need and just get to work. Number 7 is reading. I love to read. I've always loved to read. Ever since before I could read, and my mom would read me stories. And I'm always looking for new books or old favorites. I'm working on the Harry Potter series once more. And it helps me escape when I'm having a bad day. I have an ever-growing collection of writing books, which are up here and here. And those help me not only improve the craft of writing, but also learn more about the business end of being an author. And it's just enjoyable, and I love it. Number 8 is creative time that is not writing. I have always been interested in arts and crafts. You know, I love my planners, so I consider that part of creative time. I used to make beaded jewelry before the arthritis started to get into my hands. I still love to crochet. I like scrapbooking and just anything that, you know, keeps me being creative, but maybe something's going on that I don't feel like writing, or I'm trying to take a break from a project for a while, you know, step back from things. It always puts me in a good mood. I'm always, you know, this is something I've always gravitated towards, is being creative and going into arts and crafts. And number 9 is continuing education. Now that can be reading one of these books up here. That can be listening to a podcast, watching a History Channel documentary, either on TV or on YouTube. You're never too old to learn something new. So I'm always working on learning something. It helps me with my writing. It helps me just keep my brain going. I definitely would consider continuing education as part of self-care, because like I said before, you keep your brain going, and maybe you will get an idea for something, for a project, or you'll learn something that maybe would help somebody along the way. I don't know if that made much sense. I didn't have notes for that one. But, so those are the things that I do that I consider part of self-care and taking care of myself. And it's an ever-changing journey. There will be roadblocks, and trying to find time for all of these things is not easy, but it's worth it. It's not selfish if you focus on yourself for a while. That's always the argument. I can't take care of myself because that would be selfish, and then I'm not taking care of others. Well, if you don't take care of yourself, you burn yourself out, and then you're no good to any of the other people that you're helping. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I will link the Patreon post in the card and the description. And I will have my other social media linked also in the description. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I have my website and blog on WordPress. And that's all from me. And I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good day. Bye.